And good afternoon. Welcome to This Is Now. Today marks 6 years since the brutal North Shore murder of teacher and mother Thelma Boinville.
Yeah, her two killers were finally sentenced, ending a painful chapter for her family and the North Shore community where she was beloved.
Stephen Brown and Haley Dandurand receive multiple prison sentences, including life with the possibility of parole. Now, the pair was convicted in the killing of Thelma Boinville, which happened 6 years ago. That day, they broke into a vacation rental near Sunset Beach and brutally attacked Boinville when she arrived to clean the home. They also tied up Boinville's then 8-year-old daughter, Makana, who had been waiting in her mother's vehicle. Brown was given a life sentence with parole for the murder, along with 2 20-year terms. The 3 terms will be served consecutively. Dandurand must serve 2 consecutive life terms with the possibility of parole, followed by a 20-year prison term. The parole board will ultimately decide how long they'll remain behind bars. In court Wednesday, Dandurand and Brown declined to make statements before the sentencing, but we did hear emotional testimony from Brown's husband, Kevin Emery.
The state of Hawaii has allowed this. You have publicized all the details through the multiple news stations that I didn't want to know, but you forced these upon me. I seen images that I did not want to see. I didn't want to learn about the details. The last time I sat in that chair, Your Honor, there was a disturbing photo that you guys left there accidentally of Thelma stabbed and tortured, lying dead right there in my face last time I sat there in that chair. It's still embedded in my heart. I can't even sleep at night. My daughter checks the front door every night, like 5, 6, 7 times to make sure it's locked. She's 14 years old and my daughter sleeps in my bed more than her own, because imagine that, 14 years old, my daughter don't even sleep in her room. She don't go into a home or a house, a bedroom or a bathroom or even a kitchen unless I check if it's safe. I drive her to school for 3 years. 3 years I drive her and I pick her up from school because she's terrified. She wouldn't be here today because she's terrified of what these two have done to her. I asked her if she wanted to come. She started shaking. I said, okay, Makana, you can go to school. Daddy will speak on your behalf. Why does she deserve to have her mother taken, to be kidnapped and tortured? And the state has been making us relive this over and over and over again to a point where I demand justice. Enough is enough already. Can we have a chance to heal? I beg you, Honor.
Following the sentencing outside of the courtroom, Kevin Emery embraced some of his family members with hugs in the hallway before proceeding to a closed-door meeting with the prosecuting attorney. They declined to make a public comment and instead left the statement to the prosecuting attorney, Scott Bell. Here's some of what he said.
I don't know if they're happy. As they expressed today, we see the limits of the criminal justice system. We incarcerate people, and in this case, to protect us. The prosecution's concern isn't rehabilitation, it's punishment and public safety. The result that happened today is what the prosecution expected. Nothing will make them whole. If there is anything that can be taken from this, is that the system worked and that the court imposed a judgment today that reflects community concerns of deterrence, public safety, and punishment.
Investigators are looking for a motive after a mass shooting at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. A gunman killed 3 people and injured 1 more at the university's business school Wednesday afternoon. Omar Villafranca has the latest.
New cell phone video shows students and staff at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas running from campus as Wednesday's mass shooting unfolded.
Everyone's just going through a hard time right now at the school.
UNLV student Matthew Felsenfeld captured police rushing in to confront the shooter after he opened fire on the 4th floor of the business school building, killing 3 people.
We're hearing sirens. We're getting text messages that this is not a joke. Run, hide, fight.
CBS News has identified the shooter as 67-year-old Tony Polito, a former college professor who was denied a job at the university. Authorities say the gunman died in a shootout with 2 university detectives outside of the building.
If it hadn't been for the heroic actions of one of those police officers who responded, there could have been countless additional lives taken.
Late Wednesday, officials searched an apartment in Henderson, Nevada as part of their investigation. They also retrieved several electronic devices from the residence, including a cell phone to help determine a motive.
Everything has to be looked at. Why did this guy go there? How did he get in? Why wasn't he stopped beforehand? Were there any indicators?
As the investigation continues, all classes and academic-related activities at UNLV have been canceled through Sunday. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Las Vegas.
We turn now to an update on the Middle East. Here's Natalie Brown with the latest on the war.
On the eve of Hanukkah, students in Israel decorated menorahs in honor of the estimated 130 hostages still being held in Gaza.
I hope that they get to see their families soon and that they'll come home safely before, hopefully, to still celebrate the holiday.
But for now, the fighting between Israel and Hamas escalates, with the Israeli military saying it's intensifying its offensive in southern Gaza, hitting targets in the city of Khan Yunis, considered a Hamas stronghold.
We target Hamas, we do not target civilians, and we've been doing everything possible to get civilians out of harm's way while we go after the terror monsters who perpetrated the October 7th massacre.
Israel has declared a nearby village a safe zone, and thousands of Palestinians have fled there to escape incoming fire. United Nations officials say there are no safe places in Gaza, and the Biden administration has urged Israel to do more to avoid civilians. On Capitol Hill, lawmakers are at odds over an emergency funding package proposed by the White House, which ties Israel aid to Ukraine and other national security priorities. The Senate failed to advance the bill Wednesday afternoon, with Republicans calling for more U.S. border protections.
Ukraine's very important. So is Israel. So is Taiwan. But nothing's more important to me right now than securing our homeland that's the most exposed to a terrorist attack and other bad things in modern history.
As negotiations continue, the White House says President Biden conducted phone calls Thursday with leaders in the region, including Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Today we honor those who lost their lives at Pearl Harbor 82 years ago, as well as the survivors of the surprise attack. Casey Lund takes us to the remembrance ceremony.
Looking out at the USS Arizona Memorial, a stark reminder of what today means. And it was a beautiful day for hundreds of guests, some of them Pearl Harbor survivors who came for the ceremony, remembering that fateful day, December 7th, 1941. Some of those survivors here at the ceremony for the very first time. Feeling today?
Good.
Harry Chandler was a Navy hospital corpsman 3rd class. He remembers exactly where he was that fateful day above the harbor at a hospital in Aiea Heights.
I was raising the flag at the time and saw the planes coming in, and I thought they were coming in from the States. And then I saw the bombs being dropped on the harbor, because we overlooked the harbor completely. And I saw the Arizona going up, saw the Oklahoma turning. And then they put us all in trucks and drove us all down into the harbor, and we started saving people.
A true American hero at 102, Chandler is at this ceremony for the very first time.
It's a special year this year, and I can still see the poor guys see the Arizona going up. I want to go aboard the Arizona because I know I can still go aboard her. I just want to get here for the anniversary.
One of 5 Pearl Harbor survivors at today's commemoration, Chandler was proudly accompanied by his grandson.
He's been back to Pearl Harbor one other time in 1991, but he just couldn't bring himself to come to the commemoration at that point.
What do you think changed?
Time, and really just seeing that he doesn't have many other chances to be able to get here.
Some survivors that were here just 1 year ago are no longer with us. Flight engineer Jack Holder passed away in February. After the ceremony, a close friend spread some of his remains near the USS Utah.
I was his caretaker for many years. I knew him for about 12 years, and I met him when he first came back from the honor flight. He realized how important it was, and he felt it was his obligation to tell his story.
This day serves as a reminder for us all. For others, it's inspiration, like Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Seth Adams Vantha from the McKinley High School JROTC.
I'm very honored to be here with all these servicemen and women who have served us in our country. I have a very long history line of military personnel. Like my great-grandfather before me actually fought in the Second World War as a Nisei soldier. He enlisted a year before the attack, actually, and he fought all the way up just for his right to say that he's an American. So being here, seeing all these faces, I feel very honored to be here.
Of course, we stream the entire ceremony on our digital platforms. You can find that online if you'd like to rewatch it. There are still plenty of opportunities to come out and remember and honor those who are lost and thank those who are still with us. Reporting at Pearl Harbor, I'm Casey Lund. For now, we'll send things back to you.
8 women who represented the Rosie the Riveter campaign in World War II met with Pearl Harbor visitors yesterday. They signed posters at the USS Arizona Museum ahead of today's commemoration of the Pearl Harbor attack. 96-year-old Caroline Kilgore was a Rosie. She was 17 in 1944 when she worked on the wings and fuselages of Douglas C-47 Skytrain aircrafts.
I think it's wonderful because the children and the young people should know about the history and what the women did, because it really changed the world for the women.
The Rosies will be a part of today's Pearl Harbor Memorial Parade in Waikiki.
Minimum wage workers in 22 states, including Hawaii, will get a raise at the start of the new year. The higher hourly rates are due either to scheduled increases or lawmakers upping the minimum wage in their jurisdictions because of inflation. Come January 1st, 7 states and the District of Columbia will have minimum wages of $15 or more. In New York City, the minimum wage is increasing to $16 an hour. The highest state minimum wage will be in Washington state at $16.28. That's up from $15.74. A close second is California, which is raising its minimum wage to $16 from $15.50. The state with the biggest jump in its minimum wage next year is Hawaii, which is hiking it by $2 from $12 to $14. 20 states are still using the federal minimum wage of $7.25, which hasn't gone up since 2009. 4 Republican presidential candidates battled it out on the debate stage last night in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and most of the attacks were targeted at former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. Naomi Ruckham has more.
It was a night of blows and comebacks for the smallest field yet of GOP presidential hopefuls. Nikki Haley took most of the heat, with entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy setting his sights on the former UN ambassador.
Nikki, you were bankrupt when you left the UN. After you left the UN, you became a military contractor, and now you're a multimillionaire. That math does not add up. It adds up to the fact that you are corrupt.
Haley, whose poll numbers are on the rise and has welcomed new high-profile endorsements, appeared to take the shots in stride.
I love all the attention, fellas. Thank you for that.
Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie came to Haley's defense, delivering one of the most memorable jabs of the night at Ramaswamy.
The fourth debate that you would be voted in the first 20 minutes as the most obnoxious blowhard in America. So shut up for a little while.
Former President Donald Trump skipped the debate once again, instead holding a fundraiser in Florida. But the clear frontrunner's bid for 2024 was a hot topic, as Florida Governor Ron DeSantis walked a fine line on whether Trump is fit to be president for another term.
We have an opportunity to nominate someone and elect someone for 2 terms. We should not nominate somebody who's almost 80 years old.
Scuffles among the 4 candidates still shooting for second place marked the final debate before the Iowa caucuses next month. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is still considering a presidential run. He told Today that running for office is a possibility. The Rock stepping into politics has been a discussion for years now. In 2021, a Pipsley survey found 46% of its respondents would support him as a presidential candidate. And American Idol winner Iam Tongi was on Hawaii News Now Sunrise today to share some music and also talk about his upcoming concert. Here's some of that interview.
From a bar stool to that ever rude Sunday morning in a church pew, in a deer stand or a hayfield, and then a stay back to Nashville, a Chevrolet with the windows down, me and him just riding around. Sometimes, whether I'm looking for him or not, that's where I found God. Woo!
That's the one. Do either of you have new music in the works that you can tell us about?
Yes, sir. I got a lot of new songs. Hopefully, I'm working on a lot of new songs, I guess, and I'm excited for them to come out. I don't know when they're gonna come out, but I'm working on them. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Same exact page. Yeah, back and forth from Nashville, and just trying to get an album out soon,
Awesome.
hopefully.
Okay, I know a lot of people are looking forward to both of you and your individual music. You've got more special guests coming up on Saturday night, right?
Yes, sir.
Any that you can talk about right now?
Well, Megan.
Okay.
Oh yeah, me.
Special guest.
me.
And got some of my buddies. Hopefully they'll be pulling up. We're gonna be jamming out just on the stage, like how we do, Kata Kapila style. You're just jamming out. Yeah.
Okay, and then coming up on Maui, you must be excited about Maui too.
Yes, sir. I'm excited about Maui as well. Really excited about that one.
Okay, what are you looking forward to, both of you, for 2024?
Getting music out and learning more about myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm still young. I got so much to learn. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Same. Getting music out, touring more, just having fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Quick message for the fans.
Camera over here. Yes, sir. Love you guys. Spread the words. Get the tickets. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. A man of few words, but I mean, what more can you say with yes, sir?
He speaks through music. I
He
love
does.
it. Let's take a live look outside, everyone. This is Chicago, and a Christmas market is going down.
Fun.
I know. I love Christmas markets. The temperature there, 49 degrees, almost sunset there over in Chicago. We're going to have a check on your local forecast coming up after a quick short break.
high pressure. This is moving out to the east, so this is usually the trade wind fan that brings us the trade winds. That's kind of cut off. That's because this cold front is moving towards the islands, and that's going to stall out just before it gets to the islands. So how is that going to affect your 7-day forecast? Here it is for you. Light and variable winds today. The cold front getting closer. Actually, it'll be closest point will be Friday into Saturday. So in this period here, transition day, more rain here. That's going to be mostly for Kauai and Oahu. And we'll start to get the trade winds back on Sunday. This is Honolulu Marathon Day, so that's going to be nice. That's going to be maybe some morning showers, and then we get into windward and Mauka showers drifting leeward at times. Strong trade winds for Monday. Another cold front Tuesday. This one will bring more wind, more rain, more details as we get closer to that.
In news from the feeds, the sister of an Arizona teen who was severely injured in a promposal gone wrong is now sharing their side of the story. The life-changing car crash was caught on camera, and now the city and school districts are facing a lawsuit. Some viewers may find the video disturbing. Holly Brock has the details.
He loved volleyball. He hasn't touched one since the accident, which is sad because he had a lot of passion for it.
It's a promposal gone wrong, turning into a crash that was caught on surveillance video in April.
EMS on the way. We had an accident in the parking lot.
William Vanasap was a senior at Arizona College Prep High School when this happened. You can see a car blowing through a stop sign, hitting him and throwing him from his motorcycle. He got a concussion, was on crutches for weeks, and now has a herniated disc.
We were just mind blown.
Vanasap's attorney filed a notice of claim against the city of Chandler, the school resource officer, the principal, and the school district for a $1 million settlement. According to the claim, the senior driving the car was planning to ask a girl to the dance. It says he had asked the SRO to pull him over for running a stop sign, then reveal a poster. But that did not go according to plan.
I was supposed to go through the stop sign. That was the thing, yeah.
In a police report, the SRO said the plan was for the student to slow roll the stop sign, but the document states they were driving around 40 miles per hour.
I just think it was irresponsible on all parts.
The student driver claims the officer and school admin were in on the plan, but the SRO says he was not under the impression he wanted to blow the stop sign at a high rate of speed, and that as the driver, he still had the responsibility to maintain safety. William's family says the only consequences that came from the accident were injuries to their loved one.
I don't believe they have the capacity to efficiently supervise children on campus if they're going to be pulling stunts like that.
The Hokulea is now back on Oahu. The Voyaging canoe arrived on a Matson container ship at Sand Island around 5 yesterday evening. It spent more than 6 months away, sailing 2,800 miles down from Alaska to Southern California. A welcome ceremony is scheduled for 4 p.m. today at the Marine Education Training Center at Sand Island.
And in more good news, valuable life tips from Kupuna. Today we're sending it all the way to Virginia to hear the story of a woman who just turned 100 and how she did it. Abby Coleman joined her for her birthday celebration to see what keeps her so young at heart.
What's your secret to staying so young?
I wish I knew.
Marie Principe may be 100 years old, but don't let that fool you.
I know I sound like an angel, but I'm not. I talk, I say what's on my mind, and after I do, then I say, oh God, I shouldn't have said that.
Marie celebrated 100 years on Wednesday, a milestone she didn't know she'd get to.
Everybody, you're going to be 105 days, and 4 days, and 3 days, and then I started thinking, gee, I guess I'm really going to make it.
Over the past few years, Marie has faced COVID and pneumonia twice, a small stroke, and a fall. But her daughter Carol Trutt says she takes it in stride.
Yeah, definitely. Can't with 9 lives.
One way she stays young, Wii bowling.
Wii bowling, I love that.
She told me she only bowls on Fridays, but she showed me her technique. Now, all right, now you talk a lot of smack. Let's see what you think about my technique, all right? So I'm going to do it.
Same thing.
But her real tip, take it one day at a time.
If it's a good one, fine. If not, I just stay in my room and sleep.
She tells me her friends, her large family, and her faith keep her enjoying life.
Here I am 100 years old, and I have all these wonderful people around me.
Well, happy birthday to her. Yes. And before we end today, I also want to give one more shout out in a celebratory sense to my own grandparents. Today is their anniversary. Look at them. They toured the old H&N set that we had. Today marks 66 years of marriage. And Grandma always says, marriage is about compromise. You're never going to have a solid winner in arguments. Always be willing to work with the others. Happy anniversary to both of you. I love you so much. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching.